Sometimes, life brings someone who changes everything, not through promises, not through grand gestures, but through pure, honest love, a kind of love that feels rare, peaceful, and real. This is the story of a woman who touched a man's heart and soul for the first time, not because she tried to, but because she simply loved with truth. Before she came into his life, he thought he knew what love was. He had seen affection, attention, attraction, but not depth. He had never been seen for who he truly was. People came and went, leaving behind temporary feelings, short-lived comfort, and empty words. He had learned to guard himself, to keep his heart safe behind walls built from past pain. He believed love was just a word people said when they needed something. And then she appeared, quietly, softly, without noise, without expectation. She didn't demand attention. She didn't chase. She just showed up with a kind of presence that felt peaceful. She didn't try to fix him. She just made space for him to be himself. That's where everything changed. At first, he didn't understand why he felt different around her. It wasn't just her smile or her words. It was her energy. She carried honesty in her eyes. Her voice had calmness. Her laughter felt like light on dark days. She didn't try to impress. She was simply real. And in a world full of pretending, that kind of realness felt like magic. She didn't ask him to open up, but somehow he did. She didn't tell him to change, but somehow he wanted to. For the first time, he wasn't afraid to show his flaws. He could talk about his fears, his failures, his past. And she didn't look at him differently. She didn't judge, she understood. That's when he realized, this is love. She touched not just his heart, but his soul. Her love didn't live in words, it lived in actions. It lived in the way she listened without interrupting, the way she cared without conditions, the way she stayed patient when he pulled away. She gave him something he never had before: safety, emotional safety, the freedom to be imperfect and still feel loved. He had never known what peace inside love felt like until her. Before her, love had been noise, constant proving, constant doubt, but with her, love was quiet, steady, and warm. It didn't rush, it didn't demand, it simply grew. He began to see her not just as someone to love, but as someone who reflected truth. She made him realize that love wasn't about possession, it was about presence. It wasn't about saying, "You're mine." It was about saying, "You're safe." And in that space of peace, his heart began to open. The walls he built for years started to fall, not because she tore them down, but because she made him feel like he didn't need them anymore. Days turned into months, and he found himself becoming softer. Her love made him gentler with himself. It made him see that strength isn't about being tough all the time. It's about being vulnerable, honest, and kind. She didn't just touch his heart, she healed it. But here's the truth. Not every love story ends in forever. Sometimes the one who heals you isn't meant to stay forever. Sometimes they're the chapter that changes your entire book. And even if life takes her in a different direction, her impact never fades. He may go on to meet others, but none will ever feel quite like her, because she wasn't just another person. She was the lesson, the mirror, the turning point. She was the first woman who showed him what real love looks like when it comes without games, without conditions, and without pride. Even now, when he looks back, he doesn't remember her with sadness. He remembers her with gratitude, because she didn't just love him, she awakened him. She showed him that love isn't supposed to hurt. It's supposed to bring peace, not chaos. It's supposed to make you grow, not shrink. Through her, he learned how to love better. He learned how to listen, how to stay, how to communicate with kindness instead of ego. He began to understand that real love doesn't always come with fireworks. Sometimes it comes with calmness, with quiet smiles, with shared silence that feels like home. She taught him that honesty is the highest form of love, that to love someone truly is to love them as they are, not as we wish them to be. Her honesty wasn't always easy, but it was pure. When she spoke truth, not to hurt him, but to help him grow. She was never afraid to tell him when he was wrong, but she always did it with care. And that honesty built trust, the kind that's hard to find. He started to notice how her presence changed everything around him. The days that once felt heavy now felt lighter. The things that used to make him anxious no longer controlled him. She taught him balance, how to find calm in chaos, how to breathe through pain, and how to believe in goodness again. She never tried to be perfect, and that's what made her beautiful. She was real, sometimes tired, sometimes sad, but always true. And her truth touched him more than any perfection ever could. As time went on, he realized that she didn't just love him, she inspired him to be kinder, to dream bigger, to be more patient. She made him believe that maybe he could be better, not because she demanded it, but because she believed he could be. Even now, long after the world has changed, her love still echoes in his heart. Every time he sees kindness, he thinks of her. Every time he hears laughter that feels like light, he remembers her. Every time he feels peace in love, he knows it's because she taught him what love really is. So, to the woman who loved with honesty, you may never know how deeply you touched his soul, but you did. You changed something inside him that will never go back to what it was. You showed him that love isn't about control, it's about connection. It isn't about keeping, it's about giving. Your love became a memory, but not a lost one, a living one. A memory that still guides, still teaches, still heals. And maybe that's what true love does. It doesn't always stay in form, but it stays in spirit. It becomes a light that never fades. For anyone listening, this is the reminder. Love like that still exists. It's rare, but it's real. And when you find it, hold it with both hands, but also with open palms. Because real love isn't about possession. It's about freedom. It's about growth. It's about truth. And if you are the woman who has loved someone like that, purely, honestly, with all your heart, know this: you didn't lose. Even if they didn't stay, your love left a mark that will never be erased. You helped someone find their soul again. You gave light to someone's darkness. You showed them what love is supposed to feel like. And that is the most powerful thing a human being can do. So keep being that light. Keep loving honestly, even if the world doesn't always understand it. Because the love that comes from truth never dies. It just transforms. It becomes part of who you are, part of the peace you give, part of the story that continues through every heart you touch. You are the first woman who touched their heart and soul. You are the one who showed them the meaning of real love, not the kind that fades, but the kind that stays deep within, forever.